Guys, thank you so much for everyone tuning in. Give me some time. I'm just sharing this stuff here and there. We'll bring the people. We'll bring the nation. Just let me post this one in Twitter as well. Pa, 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 pa. Perfect. All right. Good to go. All right. Thank you so much once again, everyone tuning in here. We got 32 live member, not the members actually, the viewers. Thank you. Please go and smash that like button, as always say. So in that way that we can, start our things, start our rituals as always. All right. Okay. It's kind of a special day, to be very honest. I've been following very carefully ABML and AQST, especially those two. I've been reading their graphs, and I'm trying to do some kind of old stuff that I always try. It was a kind of a indication last week. ABML may get some kind of a move, and then I informed about it to the patron earlier today. Well, it happened, and then I expected IQST also to get moved, but for some reason it didn't happen. But it nicely get brewed, and probably tomorrow and day after tomorrow we can see some results with IQST as well. It is not just only the graph that passionate me, suggested me all these. the things are happening around IQST, and the things happening around ABML is really interesting and really important, I believe. We have to follow them. ABML, if you are following closely what they've been doing, is really really interesting. The biggest thing setting up their pilot factory was getting the permissions from everywhere. Like they have to get the permission from the government bodies and the offices, and that has been granted, and we know we were informed about it. We know about it, right? So there are photos, there are informations, there are messages from the insiders, from the management, from the advisors, and also we got a lot of photos from many other places. Those photos suggested that getting nicely things get aligned, and probably we're going to get some good news. So that's what we were expected. And then now it's a time for us. It's April. It's a time for us to get more news from ABML. So that's one of the major reasons that I mentioned about it. I came online. Oh no, I wrote that post. I think that's very important for us too. It's not only the graph, how the things get aligned. It's the news around the companies. Okay, that's what actually puts the share price, and we talked about it many times. All right, so very important message that I wanted to share with you people. If you follow thank you, Liam, thank you so much. So if you follow very carefully what actually happening inside ABML within the management team, there are so many live streams, there are so many podcasts recently from Seeth, the COO, and also we got a few interviews from the insider management. All of these informations, all of these things really give us a kind of, proves us that we our investment are really worth waiting. Okay, so that's the message that I really wanted to share with you when I said I want to talk about ABML. Guys, ABML people, there is a rumor. I don't know, for somehow someone created this rumor that in Twitter, in many other places, people have been talking about that. That I have sold my positions with ABML. No, I didn't sell. I didn't sell not even one single ABML stocks, throughout. So I just wanted to mention that one. I didn't sell it, and I will not sell it. And then again, people I started talking about the value of ABML companies, the share price, the book value, what actually the overall equity, and then just divided by outstanding shares, and then they come up with the book value and say this one, it is not even 10 penny shares and things like that. So it's it is always there, guys. It is always there. But just wanted to tell you a very important message here. Okay, the people who doing these value investing calculations and value investing method, all of their the theory, the metrics, the numbers they are using, generated from one person, one Colombian professor called Benjamin Graham. He wrote a very famous book called The Intelligent Investor. So he's the one who developed many of the theory that we today talked, and then we try to use to value the companies. Okay, that set of that sector or that educational the community called as a value investing community. Okay, if Warren Buffett is from one of them. Okay, Warren Buffett is one of them, and he is actually the mentor. I mean, he more than what Benjamin Graham did. Okay, to the value investing. Benjamin Graham himself not followed many of the theory that he preached. The things that he was talking about, the diversifications and valuing the company, many of them was not practiced by himself. But Warren Buffett has done a greater thing actually with the theories. All right. So what actually I wanted to tell here is, if anyone coming up with the numbers, company's value, and the other things, I have just one message. I just have one questions to ask them. Okay, it's fine that you come up with the factual numbers, and then you have come up with the factual numbers, and then you have calculated the company's you have calculated this company's value. Okay, that's good. It's really appreciable. Fine. So from where have you put your number for the future value of the company? Have you at least considered a future value of the company? Those questions also should be answered, people. Every company has a value, right? They have the actual current value, and then company will have the future values as well. That is totally intangible. That cannot be calculated using any of the formulas. However, we can use some predicted numbers to calculate the company's revenue, and then from that we can calculate. We can use the same formula as Benjamin Graham taught us to calculate the actual value in the future. So the all the theories and all the message and everything comes to us with when it people when they started talking about it. The only thing is, where are you going to put the future value of this company, and in which sector, in which part of your calculation will cover this one. This is what actually I want to ask. Okay, so for me, ABML, when I was talking about ABML, every time I'm saying this one, right? So it's a pension scheme for me. I'm going to keep it for as long as possible with me, right? So this is what I'm going to do with my ABML stocks. So if I'm saying this one, there should be a reason for me to tell you, right? So I'm telling you, ABML will be the largest recycling factory in the Northern America, at least. Okay, if it is not in the world, it will be in Northern America. It is not just only that really drive us to believe this company for future. The technology they're going to use, the way that they're explaining, the way that we understood the technology is really interesting. They say the entire recycling process can be done in 2 hours, which is 120 minutes. Okay, and they're going to recycle the water usage for these recycling process entirely. So they are talking about having less operational cost. So the people who were there in our in our last Zoom meeting, you may know what actually these operational costs and how it will affect your income statement. And we talked about it last time, right? Okay, so now the point here, if a company coming up with a less number of an operational cost, and then they're going to produce the final product of their overall process in 2 hours of time. See, we are talking about a lot of money in 2030, and there won't be, there is a kind of an expectation that there won't be much petrol vehicle by 2030. Governments will stop selling or producing petrol vehicles, right? Internal combustible engine, I don't know, the petrol vehicles, yeah, the gas vehicles. So everything will be electrical vehicles, and everything will be electronics. Electrical batteries, EV batteries. So those batteries, we need somehow need the resources, lithium. Lithium, that it comes from land. Anything comes from land has its own scarcity. So it will be, there will be a limit for the lithium that we get from the land, from mining, right? So the only option that we will have simply is going back to the recycling process. So whatever, if there is a company is gonna do recycling, they will have a good future. So that's a basic theory, right? That's basic equation. I'm trying to just put the things into an equation and to explain to you why I'm just behind this ABML. So I always say that despite the share price, if the share price is less than £10, for me, every time is buying. Only thing is you need patience. If you don't have it, it'll be very difficult, very, very difficult to play this game. It's very difficult, guys. See, the company, there are every companies, there are people behind it, right? And people invested in these companies. There are insiders, there are CEO, COO, CFO, CTO, the top management, and then there is a middle management, and the people who buys all these company shares from inside. They are doing it for reasons, and then go and find it out how many percentage of the shares being bought from by the insiders in ABML. One thing, and go and find it out the total number of outstanding shares. How many outstanding shares being issued for common shares being issued when it comes to ABML. Find all these informations, guys, and then do a small mathematical calculations. Okay, we are setting up the pilot factory, right? That the pilot factory, 20,000 metric ton capacity. So they are setting up a pilot factory. It's a kind of a trial for them. They're going to try, not actually the trial. Actually, why they're doing it is because the financial restriction, and they have to practice the theory and want to see how things going to work. So probably it'll take a good 1-2 years of time. After they start the process, but it's not that. But what they are saying is, once everything is ready, if everything's in place, it'll be easy for them to start the commercializing their operation. So it's going to happen. So think about it. So from here, we are just having shares $1.73, right? 1.73 or 78, I don't know, something like that. It had a good 20 plus percentage of gain today from yesterday. So now, say, is it a good time to buy? So if someone comes and asks me, is it a good time to buy ABML? Now I'm just trying to, if it is before, before the market correction, I would have easily, said to them, yeah, just go and buy it. I don't have any problem with that one. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, by the way. But just to tell you, if anyone comes and asks me now at this point of time, I'm just asking how long you are trying to invest in this company. And what is your capacity? What is your appetite for the tolerance? What's your margin of tolerance, and how much you want to wait? That's what actually matters, guys. For me, I invested in ABML. I want to do it for a longer period of time. I have 2 different accounts, and I have ABML in 2 different accounts. Okay, my average is still in somewhere around 20-ish. So I'm very well secured when I play this game. And now it's up to you to make a decision whether you're going to go with this company or not. How much have you invested in this company? What is your average price? What you wanted to do. So these informations it has to come from me. Okay, there are so many news, good news around the company. They started doing the land survey. They started doing the geo stuff. The layout has been done. Factory company has been assigned. They're going to go with the foundation stuff. They're going to go with setting up their factory, the pilot factory. Everything, every information will come one after the other. The people who knows about the company, there's a greater following with ABML. I thought initially ABML may go down less than $1 if many people started selling, but I still believed for some reason there will be enough people, the long-term investors who trusted this company. They don't want to sell any of these stocks, so it will be there. So when the share price going down, no matter how strong you are, if you don't know what actually happening, and then if you don't know the company, obviously you get panicked and you started reacted to the market. So we don't want that to happen. We should know actually what we are holding. Having ABML in hand, it's something totally different, people. We are having a kind of a gold in the hand. Okay, give you the time, and then it's gonna go crazy. So if you do a small calculations, and then find it out how much it will worth once the factory started working, it will give you some numbers. But again, that is not mostly these companies are not actually true value. Most of these tech companies, or most of these the modern companies, not valued with the true numbers. Most of these companies are overvalued. If you just follow the basic way of evaluating the companies. So, for example, Tesla's PE ratio is more than 900 plus. You know what PE ratio, right? The PE ratio, earning per share. Earning per share, right? So PE ratio simply the price divided by earning per share. So earning per share is the actual value, actual earnings a company can produce for each and every share. So that's what EPS mean. So when we do this PE ratio will tell you whether this company is overvalued or undervalued. This is based on the people who follow the value investment. I'm not following value investment. I don't know whether you following value investment or not. I don't trust them. I don't believe in them. I was in the past, but not now. So if that is the case, guys, we are talking about like 900 times overvalued. Okay, so this is how it is. But if you don't believe that Tesla value that much, then you are wrong, because the people who trust, the people who define the share price, they always try to give the value for the momentum, the value for the time. Okay, the market try to entertain the people who wants to play this game quickly. So always there will be a kind of a barrier for not a barrier, kind of a proper support line even after the true values of the company. So that's there. So if that is the case, guys, we are talking about 2-digit and of share price once this company ABML started their operations. Okay, once it's started, simply they're gonna go crazy. It is not just only their operation. So in between, how many short-term catalysts are there to give a push to the investors is what actually matters. So what gives you, or what defines the share price is normally the catalyst, right? That's what defined the share price. And then if you guys been with us, and if you are a part of our Patreon, we have done a kind of a nice sessions on who decides the share price, right? That 2-3% of the people. For them, what actually wounds, what is very important for them is some news. They are there to, we have to feed them. They are really hungry out there, just looking for news. We just wanted to feed them news. We just wanted to give them some news. Yeah, this is how the share price being defined. So if actual value of the company, we are talking about like $5, I'm expecting 3 times, 4 times, even 5 times share price at that point. Okay, when we started earning. So when it's going to happen, everything's going to happen, sooner than we expect. The company has been nicely building its internal infrastructure. The management team has been strengthened, and the external, the factory building is in progress. Yeah. So they are talking about, that they are doing a lot of extra works around around their business model, like talking about green energy, lean manufacturing, many other things, guys, many other things going on. So all these informations, all these things, I think will come aligned, and then it will come and hit the market one by one, and then that will entertain the market makers, and they will define the share price. They will push the share price to high value, and then that will be there for long, guys. If you think that overvalued company, I mean, as the value investors call overvalued companies, will get loses value quickly. No, it is not actually. The people who invest in this company, people think that the company can, the company really worth this much. They will not move here and there, so it will be always there. So once the share price hit to a certain level, it will always find its support line. I've been observing modern value companies. So I think it's always the case. Okay. So yeah. So this is actually going to happen with ABML. I don't want to follow. I don't want to read the news. I don't want to read the other stuff and all. But I just simply wanted to tell you that this is what actually going to happen. And then if you guys want to be with them, be with them. Okay, simple. And now the another thing is they 2 or 3 months of time they wanted to move to the main market. They already found that the support. So they already found the bank to support them financially. So they are working on that one. So probably in 2 months of time. So that will be another great catalyst. It will push the share price again back to 4. Okay, so it's going to happen, people. It's really, really going to happen. So we will see all these things happening one after the other. Yeah. So now let's quickly talk about the market as general. And then we had a real bad 3-4 weeks of time. The share price, most of the share prices went down. It is. I try to be with many of my patrons, Discord members, and I went on often and talked to them. And we had a lot of discussion here and there. But what I shared with them every time that I'm going and meeting them, trying to talk to them, is simply explaining the situation and tell them that the patience is what actually the very important factor here that everyone should try to have, because this game is just like that. We will have a bull run. We will have a bearish run. That's the basics of market. The market cannot go high up always, right? It is not the case. Jesus Christ. I think last time I showed you this one. This is for Jesus Christ. Last time I showed you. There is this person, Jesus Christ. He's been trying to ask about DSDT. It's easy for you to put you down, but I just wanted to show you this one again. I showed you this time. I don't know whether you saw that. You got the message. All right. So yeah. So this is what actually is going to happen with ABML, people. So and then the market generally, it happened, and then I expected. Everyone was talking about a kind of a market crash, and I was talking about it could be a kind of a major correction, and I don't know what actually it is. Maybe it could be like maybe we can actually it could be a market crash, or maybe yeah, I know you are just asking about the stocks, and then what actually you are talking about me, just behind my back. You have no come and show your face to me. I would like to meet a Jesus Christ. Come and talk to me in person, and I'll tell you about DSGT. You don't know you don't know what I've been talking about DSGT here and there, right? You just wanted me to talk for you specifically. Okay, pay me. I'll talk about DSGT. Are you ready to? Are you willing to pay me? Book me for 2 hours, and then I'll talk about DSGT for 2 hours to you. How easy for you to just come and get the message from me, mate? Huh? How easy for you to just come and ask the question that you want, and then go back, go from here, and then talk about the shit about me, huh? Book me for 2 hours, mate. Book me for 2 hours, and I'll send you the invoice. We'll talk about it. Yes. All right. So this guy, this person, Jesus Christ, he was here for. I mean, he's kind of an old guy, from. Old in the sense like you've been here with us from the beginning. Okay. Somehow he purchased DSGT without knowing what is the stock is. If anyone buying stocks without knowing what the stock is, I call them fools. Right? They people of buying others' opinion, they are fools for me. I've been writing about this one like many times. So if this Jesus Christ is bought DSGT because of me, I feel sorry for him. But what else I can do? He doesn't know what actually he bought, and he doesn't know how to handle this situation. And now he just comes in, ask about me DSGT, and then I talked to him many times. I explained about DSGT, what's happening, what I have done, all these stuff. And then all of a sudden he went and talked all the shit about me, and accompanying others, talk against me everywhere he goes. And then now he again try to play the good cop and the good cop things. I easily get these kind of things really entertain me. So when I get these kind of things, I try to play with them. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. You don't need to. You don't need to ask my views, Christ. For you have to pay me if you want to get my views. All right, because I'm only here to talk to my friends, not hypocrites like you, mate. All right, okay. So yeah, that's happening, guys. The market, it happened, and then it went down, and then now I feel like, well, it's kind of interesting time for us. Normally, as in general, April is a kind of a good month for us. Okay, it always try to give some kind of a good return and some kind of a really interesting things. So what I expect is this April also will bring us a good news, and then probably we may have some good results in our portfolio. I do believe that. And also the American government has been trying really hard to not to let these things to goes down. So it's kind of really a kind of a gray area to talk about, because the government, it's not the time for them. This is not the time for them to let the entire market to go and get crushed and then correct it. It happened because it was a kind of a saturated levels of interest rate and many other things, and then the share market get corrected. Now that's what I believe. Still there are some balance bit of these chaos is there, but still I believe it's get corrected and then it's going to move from here, right? So I'm expecting it probably. That's what I hope to happen, but still we cannot predict anything could happen. So we can expect the worst thing, that a great correction. Okay, not a correction, a market correction. Okay, so now so let's quickly talk about a little bit of an OTC stock. When the people get when the people get hit, and they always try to complain about their picks and their markets and things like that, right? So it's not that, guys. We should know how the market react when these kind of things happen in the past. Okay, so history is always repeats. Not actually the history; it's the man and the humankind actually repeats. Time by time. So for now, here, what we have to get actually is if during a bearish a market, all the stocks, including including the what we call the main market stocks and the OTC stocks, all these stocks get hit, and then the share price goes down, right? So that's what normally it happens, right? So when it happens, the very first thing the people who invested in the main market, they try to take the money out, because the amount of people who invested in the main market comparably higher than the normal market, right? So then the main market, goes down quickly, and then it follow, and then OTC follows. And the main market, the way that they went, they will come really quickly, and then OTC, it takes its time to come back, because the people should trust that the market has properly corrected, and then they will come back and invest. The people who invest in OTC market, there is a sector of people, and they never, go here and there. They just there always. They always there. So the people who invest in those companies, OTC companies, they always, always will find those companies, because they know that they can easily get a lot of money. So OTC market always finds its audience, always. Okay, so that's there. So it takes time, but still that it'll bounce back. So yeah, so now I believe that main market, for some reasons, somehow it try to bounce back, and it finds its way of coming up nicely. So now so now it's a time for OTC market to bounce back. Okay, so this is going to happen, even if you don't like to, or even if you want to happen sooner or later. It's not like that. It takes its time, and then it happens, as always. It happened in the past. So if you invested in any of these OTC stocks, so you have to wait. Or if you want to close your position and move, and it's totally up to you. Only thing is, you have to make sure that you invest in the good company. The company had a good followings. The company will will have some good results. Those kind of things is what actually matters when we go for these kind of things, right? So yeah, that's the things that I wanted to share with you today. And also IQST, I quickly want to talk about IQST. I talked about it many places. And KWBT, I don't know how many of you have noticed KWBT today. It shows when I was checking earlier, it shows like more than 35% of a gain, I guess, if I'm not wrong. I don't know. I didn't check it how it ends, but overall it's like 50% of a gain today alone. So if anyone bought yesterday or Friday KWBT, obviously you can't buy it from UK, but if anyone bought from outside of UK or Europe for that matter, outside of trading 212, you probably you have now 50% of a gain in your portfolio. So again, KWBT, we know that what actually happened to KWBT and what really will happen. We talked about it many times. We are expecting them to file their financial report. Though we are not expecting to get a good results. Still, it will hopefully it'll post some good stuff. Not a loss, and at least they will cover that losses at least. Okay, that's there. And check please if you guys know how to read the graph, and if you know how the graph can teach you the basics. Please try to check on IQST's graph. It looks it looks so nice, and it looks all the it shows all the signs to bounce, give the kind of a push towards the positive side. So that's also there. So I hope that could have I hope that it would have happened today, but it didn't happen actually today. Maybe we can expect that to happen tomorrow or day after tomorrow. That's how nicely things get proved, and nicely narrowed to your point. So once it's happened, it quickly moves. Yeah, that's there. And there are some other stocks as well. ALPP also have some good news. They have been talking about many other things. They posted one of their subsidiaries posted 2 million revenue for January. So all these things happens, guys. The companies are trying to show off their show off their stuff, and then they're trying to get their audience back. So it take a little while, and then probably it will bounce back, all of these stocks. So yeah, those this is the message that I really wanted to share with you. And then it's a kind of a very short video that I want to do. And then the other information that I wanted to share, I will, if you are here, anyone in the Patreon section, I will share now. Just after this one, I will share a Excel sheet, not Excel sheet, a Google sheet, which I prepared for DD. Which, if you are trying to follow five or six companies, I was just wondering. I was just wondering how we can put all the information that we wanted in a one Google Sheets, and then follow the information. So I just prepared that one. I'll share that information in Discord channel. If you're in Discord, you guys can get that one, I believe. Okay, so that's a very normal sheet to do our entire DD in a one place. Hopefully, you guys can use that one. So if you are not in our Discord channel, please go and click that Discord address under Scotland Investor. It is on the top in the blue tab. Please go and click that one. Okay. Yeah. So that's all from me. Actually, I quickly want to talk to you about ABML because I've been observing the way that it moves, and I've been observing the graph, and also I've been observing the external factors around the company and the message, and also the people talking about some very bad things, which like I sold my position or not. No, I didn't sell any of my ABML positions. All of them are still with me. I'm trying to keep it as long as possible. Still, trading to one to having giving me a hard time, but I will make a decision on that one. But still, I'm still having my ABML with me. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and then probably we'll do some other live very soon. Maybe in couple of days, Wednesday or Thursday, if the market goes right and if the market really works fine, we'll do those kind of stuff. All right. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in today. And then I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.